Have you ever wondered why some older adults seem to light up every room they enter, while others unintentionally fade into the background? It's not about wealth, looks, or even health. It's about presence. As we grow older, certain qualities become magnetic, habits that quietly draw people closer, even when no one points them out. Some are small, almost invisible to the eye, but together they create a sense of warmth, respect, and admiration that makes others love being around you. The best part? These aren't gifts reserved for a lucky few. They're choices, practices anyone can develop at any age. In this video, we're going to explore 12 beautiful habits that make you more loved as you age. And I don't mean loved in a superficial sense. I'm talking about the kind of affection and respect that makes family want to visit, friends want to stay longer, and even strangers feel at ease in your presence. Each habit will give you a chance to reflect. Am I already doing this? Can I lean into it more? Or could this small shift brighten the way people experience me? And here's the encouraging truth. You don't have to reinvent yourself. Often, it's just little adjustments, little reminders that bring out the best in you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to focus on to make your later years not only meaningful, but deeply connected. So stay with me until the end, because even one or two of these practices can make a huge difference in your relationships and, most importantly, in how you feel about yourself. Let's begin. Habit number 1, choosing kindness over criticism. There comes a moment in life when you realize that sharp remarks and constant corrections don't bring people closer. They push them away. But kindness? That's magnetic. When you choose to soften your words, when you pause before pointing out a mistake, you create an environment where others feel safe around you. People remember how you made them feel long after they've forgotten what you said. An elder who smiles instead of scolds, who praises instead of nitpicks, instantly becomes someone others want to be around. This doesn't mean you can't give guidance, but when advice is offered gently and with love, it lands deeper. Younger family members especially treasure those who encourage instead of criticize. It turns simple conversations into memories worth holding onto. By choosing kindness, you're not just avoiding conflict. You're planting seeds of affection that grow stronger with time. And here's the secret. Kindness doesn't make you weaker. It makes you radiant. When people leave your company feeling uplifted instead of diminished, they return again and again because your presence feels like a safe haven. Habit number 2, staying genuinely curious. One of the most beautiful qualities in older age is curiosity. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we've seen it all, but the truth is the world is always changing, and so are the people in it. When you ask questions, lean in, and show genuine interest, you send a powerful message. You matter to me. Younger generations, in particular, light up when elders ask about their passions, struggles, and dreams. Imagine the impact when instead of saying, "Back in my day, things were better," you ask, "What's it like for you now?" That one question can bridge decades of difference. Curiosity keeps conversations alive and prevents relationships from growing stale. It also shows humility, the willingness to keep learning, even after a lifetime of experiences. And here's the beauty. Curiosity makes you magnetic. People love to share when they know someone is truly listening. By staying curious, you not only learn new things, but you also create deeper bonds. It's not about pretending to know everything. It's about saying, "Teach me. I want to understand." That openness makes you unforgettable. Habit number 3, maintaining dignity in appearance. You don't need to chase fashion trends or spend a fortune to make an impact with your appearance. But when you present yourself with care, clean clothes, neat grooming, a touch of style that feels true to you, it sends a clear signal. I still value myself. People notice even when they don't comment. They see the fresh shirt, the brushed hair, the shoes that look cared for. These little choices quietly build admiration, because appearance isn't about vanity. It's about self-respect. And when you show you respect yourself, others mirror that respect back to you. Think about it. When you meet someone who takes time to look put together, don't you instinctively treat them with a bit more warmth? It's the same at any age. Dressing with dignity doesn't mean overdressing. It means staying connected to the present version of yourself. Outgrown clothes, outdated styles, or signs of neglect send a subtle message of disengagement. But when your appearance reflects pride in who you are today, people feel it. They lean in, they smile, they hold you in higher regard, not because of the fabric you wear, but because of the message it carries. Habit number 4, being a generous listener. Listening is one of the most underrated but powerful habits you can develop. Everyone wants to feel heard, yet too often conversations become battles for attention. A generous listener stands out. You know this person. They let others finish their thought. They nod in understanding, and they don't interrupt with advice unless asked. When you practice this, people feel deeply respected in your presence. And here's the irony. The less you dominate the conversation, the more people seek your input. Because your silence builds trust, and when you do speak, your words carry more weight. Generous listening also deepens bonds with family. Grandchildren, for instance, blossom when they feel their stories are genuinely valued instead of brushed aside. The key is presence, setting aside your own urge to jump in and simply absorbing what's being shared. Sometimes listening is more healing than any solution. It's not about having the perfect response. It's about holding space. And people never forget the ones who made them feel seen. With each conversation you listen generously to, you become the kind of elder others treasure. Habit number 5, encouraging younger generations. Nothing strengthens relationships across generations like encouragement. Too often, young people hear criticism, "You're doing it wrong," or "Back in my day, it was harder." But when an elder says, "I'm proud of you," it's like a gift they carry for life. Encouragement doesn't have to be grand. It can be a nod, a smile, or a few words of support. It shows belief in them, even when they don't yet believe in themselves. This creates a bridge, not a wall. It's easy to slip into comparisons, but encouragement is about lifting instead of weighing down. And here's the truth. People gravitate toward those who believe in them. Your children, your neighbors, even strangers feel drawn to encouragement like sunlight. It makes them want to be near you. More importantly, it turns you into a legacy of love. Because when someone remembers their grandparent or elder as the one who always lifted them up, that memory becomes timeless. Encouragement doesn't cost a thing, but it's one of the richest gifts you can give. Habit number 6, practicing modern courtesy. Etiquette has changed over the years, but courtesy remains timeless. What counts as considerate today might not have mattered decades ago. Like lowering your voice in public, stepping aside in crowded spaces, or using headphones when playing media. These may seem small, but they carry a big impact. Practicing them shows you're still tuned in, still aware of others, and people notice. They may not comment, but they respect you for it. On the other hand, ignoring these shifts can unintentionally create distance. Others might silently label you as inconsiderate, even if that's not your intent. Courtesy is essentially awareness. It says, "I see how my actions affect you, and I care enough to adjust." And the beautiful part? Modern courtesy doesn't just affect strangers in public. It strengthens bonds at home. Family members admire elders who adapt gracefully, who don't insist on the old ways, but instead meet the present with consideration. That small effort radiates dignity. In a fast-paced world, the one who moves with awareness becomes unforgettable. Habit number 7, balancing openness about health. Health is a huge part of aging, and you deserve empathy. But when health becomes the centerpiece of every conversation, it can feel heavy for those listening. Balance is key. Share your struggles honestly. Yes, but don't let them define the relationship. People want to connect with you, not just your aches and medications. Try mixing in lighter topics, the book you're reading, a neighbor's garden, something funny you noticed. This doesn't mean hiding your reality. It means creating balance so that others leave the conversation feeling uplifted, not drained. Younger family members, especially, may feel overwhelmed when health dominates the dialogue, unsure of how to respond. By keeping balance, you give them the chance to see your strength, resilience, and humor too. And here's the hidden benefit. When you focus on what still brings joy, your own spirit feels lighter. That lightness draws others to you. because everyone enjoys the company of someone who, despite challenges, still radiates life. Habit number 8, showing flexibility in beliefs. Over time, it's natural to form strong convictions, but when those convictions harden into absolutes, they can create walls. Flexibility, on the other hand, builds bridges. Saying, "Tell me more," or "I never thought of it that way," shows humility and openness. Younger generations, especially, long for this kind of acceptance. It doesn't mean abandoning your values. It means being willing to learn. Flexibility signals courage, the courage to grow even in older age. And here's the truth. People admire humility more than stubbornness. They admire the elder who says, "I don't know everything, but I'm willing to understand." That openness keeps you relevant. It makes you someone people want to confide in. And sometimes you may even find your mind changing in surprising and enriching ways. Flexibility doesn't weaken you. It strengthens relationships, keeps you connected, and shows you're still evolving. And that makes you deeply lovable. Habit number 9, moving with awareness and grace. As we age, slowing down is natural. But slowing down doesn't mean losing awareness. Often, without realizing, we may block a hallway, stop suddenly in a busy aisle, or take up more space than intended. These small moments can frustrate others, but when you move with awareness, keeping to one side, pausing considerately, watching your pace in crowds, you show thoughtfulness. And people deeply respect that. Awareness in movement isn't about speed. It's about grace. Grace says, "I know I move differently now, but I still care about how I affect you." That kind of presence is rare. It turns something as ordinary as walking through a store into a reflection of dignity. People may not say anything, but they notice. They smile. They admire. Movement with awareness reminds everyone that aging doesn't erase consideration. In fact, it can deepen it. And when people experience that, they don't see you as in the way. They see you as someone who still carries themselves with elegance. Habit number 10, carrying humor that uplifts. Laughter is a gift at any age, but the kind of humor you carry determines how others experience you. Old jokes that rely on stereotypes or sarcasm may no longer land well. They can make people quietly uncomfortable. But humor that uplifts, that pokes gentle fun at yourself, that notices life's quirks, that invites everyone to laugh together, creates instant connection. People love being around someone who brings lightness without sting. The best elders are those who can laugh at themselves with humility, who can share joy without making anyone feel small. That's the kind of humor that never ages badly. And here's the hidden beauty. Uplifting humor signals resilience. It says, "Life may be tough, but I still choose joy." People admire that. They treasure it. Because in a world already heavy, a kind laugh is like medicine. Carrying humor that uplifts makes you not just liked, but loved. Habit number 11, showing independence when possible. Asking for help is wise, but showing effort when you can is powerful. There's a quiet dignity in saying, "I'll try," even if it takes longer or looks a little clumsy. Family and friends notice when you still carry your bag, learn new technology, or fix something on your own. They respect it. They admire it, because it shows you haven't given up. Independence doesn't mean refusing help. It means knowing when to ask and when to try. And here's the beauty: effort inspires. Grandchildren, especially, feel proud watching you take on small challenges. It teaches them resilience without you saying a word. Too much dependence, especially when unnecessary, can quietly wear on relationships. But independence, where possible, builds admiration. It reminds others and yourself that age may change what you can do, but it doesn't erase your spirit. And that spirit, that effort, makes people not just respect you, but love you deeply. Habit number 12, leading with humility. After decades of experience, it's tempting to feel like you've earned the right to always be right. But the elders most loved aren't the ones who dominate every conversation. They're the ones who lead with humility. Humility says, "I have wisdom, but I don't have all the answers." It leaves space for others to contribute. It listens before speaking. And when it does speak, people lean in, not out of obligation, but respect. Humility builds deeper trust than authority ever could. It turns you from someone others tolerate into someone they treasure. The truth is, nobody wants constant correction. They want to feel valued, and humility makes that possible. It's not a weakness. It's a quiet strength. The kind of strength that lasts longer than arguments, longer than pride, and longer than the need to be right. Leading with humility makes you unforgettable. Not because you knew everything, but because you made everyone around you feel like they mattered too. Final thoughts. Now that we've explored these 12 beautiful habits, take a moment to reflect. Which ones are already shining in your life? Which ones could you nurture a little more? Remember, these aren't lofty ideals. They're small, daily practices that build into something extraordinary, a presence that others treasure. Because aging well isn't about clinging to the past or fighting the future. It's about stepping into each day with awareness, kindness, and the grace of someone who still has so much to give. So, as you move forward, let these habits guide you, not as a checklist, but as reminders. Reminders that your influence isn't fading. It's growing, deepening, and becoming even more powerful when rooted in love, dignity, and connection. Thank you for being here with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Which habit spoke to you the most? Leave a comment below and share your reflections. Your voice matters, and your wisdom encourages others in this community. If you found this video inspiring, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss future content. Your support helps us continue creating uplifting videos for you and others. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep shining, because the world is better with you in it.